Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Jonathan, and to my returning subscribers, welcome back, my friends, welcome back. In my last video, I had someone that left a comment asking about how do I know that it's time to let go? And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about the number one sign that it's time to let go. Let's get started. How many of you right now are going through a situation, whether it's a relationship, whether it's at work, or just a certain situation or experience that you're having, that you know, you can feel it inside you that it no longer vibrates at the same level as you, but you're unsure. You're unsure. Is it now time to make the move? We got this big pandemic going on right now all around the world. Therefore, a lot of people are taking a step back, thinking, I'm going to wait till this blows over before making that move. And that's the one thing as far as us as humans. We are comfortable living in any type of situation, no matter how bad it is. After a certain while, you start to become comfortable. Let's say if you're feeling a lot of fear, insecurity, you're having that lack mentality, you're in survival, you start to become comfortable with those emotions, and those emotions become more comfortable than the unknown, because we've been taught since you're a little child, you've been taught fear the unknown. You always have to have that security. You always have to have that fallback plan on. But the truth of the matter is, if you truly want to get that sign, the number one sign as far as how you're going to know whether or not it's now time to make that move. And making that move, I'm not talking about taking that leap of faith where you literally, let's say if you're changing job, I'm not saying quit your job and then just wait for something to fall in your lap, but start seeing the signs as far as what is the new opportunity coming forth. But it's truly about quieting the mind. Because right now, as far as we're always being bombarded with things, why? To keep your mind running instead of being able to calm it down. Therefore, it's your ego comes up and your ego is trying to hang on to everything. Your ego is basically just there to keep a hold of all the materialistic goods you have and truly not help you as far as advancing on your spiritual journey. But what I want you to do is do a a meditation where it's extremely quiet. You want no noise whatsoever, and truly begin to quiet the mind. Because once you close the eyes, it just seems to be quieter around, and your mind is going to stop racing. All this racing that's going on is meant to keep you in this fear-based reality as far as this matrix. But once you're able to let go, once you're able to clear the mind, you're going to be able to start to tap into your heart space more and more. And this is where the sign is going to come from. It's going to come from your heart. It's going to be your gut instinct. You're going to be feeling these emotions. And what I want you to do is sit quietly, close your eyes, calm the mind, and then envision or visualize exactly what you're going through right now. See what emotions are coming up. How does it make you feel? And if you notice, it's bringing fear, it's insecurity, it's lowering, example, your confidence. It's just not a situation that's making you feel good. Now, begin to shift your mind as far as what is it that you want to have come forth. Envision what you want to have come forth and give yourself time to bathe in those emotions. Because it's once you're able to start to tap into what feels good. Think about this. What's the difference between what feels good and what feels God? As in what God wants you to receive. There's nothing. There's that's it. Good and God is literally the same thing. And that's what you need to focus on. What makes you feel good? What brings up your emotion? What brings up all this love, joy, and bliss? That is the path that you should be taking, the path of least resistance. And it's not to say that for a short while things might be chaotic in your life, but if you're able to lower the ego, drop that ego mind as far as trying to keep an attachment on everything, this materialistic world, and you're able to instead tune in, tap into your heart space. And it's not just going to be during meditation, you're going to be feeling this more and more. As you open your heart chakra, when you see the signs and synchronicities, when you're receiving guidance from your angel, you're going to have the emotions that are literally going to overflow out of you. But it's just a matter of letting go of that rationally thinking, calming the mind, tapping into your heart space. And then once you see this is the new path, whether it's wanting to end a relationship, because oftentimes that's the one thing, I haven't made a video about this, but oftentimes individuals who go through their spiritual awakening prior or it's during at the exact same time, they're going through a karmic soulmate relationships. So therefore, oftentimes that relationship is going to have to end, but you're going to have to learn that life lesson from this. And this is one thing as far as relationships. One of the two awakens, the other one is going to awaken if they're able to work through that difficult stage where one doesn't understand what the other person is going through. But oftentimes, it's a karmic soulmate that's here to teach you a lesson to prepare you for the next relationships. And just look at how many times in your life you actually hung on to a situation, whether it's a job, a relationship, and then finally it just came to the point, I have to end this. You end this, and all of a sudden you just feel this incredible love, joy, and bliss and excitement. You just all of a sudden you feel completely alive. That is God. That is God letting you know you did something right. This is exactly what you should have done. So really start to tap into the emotions, because as far as this spiritual journey, not as much about rationally thinking. It's all about beginning to feel your way forward, beginning to heighten up and trust that intuition over rationally thinking, and starting to take action. Example, if right now you're at a job, you know for a fact you're no longer a vibrational match. Start seeing what your options are. Start seeing what kind of work would you love to do. Don't even think about the money. Think about what kind of work would you love to do. And it might be starting a new business, or it might just be a complete shift as far as the career you're in. I was a truck driver and I'm a spiritual guide. It was a complete shift, but it was the mere fact that I decided to start to take action. Start taking action, and whenever I'm not taking action, I'm taking in information. I am learning, I am practicing. So really get yourself in a deep meditative state and look at your two options. Whichever option feels better, whichever option you're gonna feel, I'm telling you, you're gonna have this burst of love, joy, and bliss. But when you start to get that emotion, that is a clear-cut sign that that's the path that you should be heading down. Therefore, do not fear. Do not fear. And instead, open up with your angels and your guides. Open up with the lost loved one. Open up to God as far as, here's the direction I want to be taking. Now, this is the direction I'm being pulled towards. Can you send me help? Can you send me more guidance? Can you give me the signs that I need? Can you help me understand a situation at a deeper level? Therefore, allowing me to release this, let it go, in order to be able to bring forth something even better. And if right now you're wondering whether or not you should be letting go of a certain career path, a certain position that you have, a certain job that you have as of this moment, I can tell you this, that the majority of people, I'll say above 95% of individuals who go through their spiritual awakening end up shifting completely when it comes to their career. But the trick is to not look at short term. I'll give you two options here. Option number one, you have a job, I'm going to pay you $75,000 a year for a job you do not enjoy doing, but it might be a bit more than what you're currently making. Option number two, I'm letting you tap into what it is that you're passionate about, but you're going to have to build up that clientele before you're able to start to make a living, to be able to start earning from this. It could take 6 months, a year and a half, 2 years to build up that clientele. But then as far as the income coming forth, it literally can become limitless. Which option would you choose? Because as far as this spiritual journey, what you're going to discover quickly is once you shift career path, what you're going to notice, you might have to put in a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of energy with very little reward. Therefore, it's extremely important that the reward, the payoff, is the emotion. The payoff is the love, joy, and bliss that you're feeling, the passion you have, the excitement you have towards whichever project you have. And what's going to end up happening is that's going to be the payoff. And then the money, example, coming in is just going to be a byproduct of you having raised your vibrations, you now vibrating in abundance. Therefore, short term, it might seem nothing is progressing really, but then all of a sudden it's going to start to have the compound effect. Right now it's winter. It's as if I start a little snowball, but then I start rolling it in the snow. All of a sudden it's going to get huge. It's going to get absolutely massive. So what I suggest doing is, like I said, do that meditation, see which direction you're being drawn towards, and start spending some time each and every single day. If you're not taking in information, practice it or start to take action. It doesn't have to be a change that's done immediately overnight. It can be done a transitional phase over a 6-month period, as an example. But it's a matter of you truly forgetting. Who cares what other people's opinions are of you, how they judge you? Who cares? Let them go. Really tapping into your heart space, peeling back the layers, and what would bring you the most amount of joy. Whatever brings you the most amount of joy, excitement, love, joy, bliss, passion, that's the direction that you head towards. And don't look back. And open up with your angels. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't receive the guidance from this. I wouldn't have taken half of the major changes that I've made if I didn't have that guidance. Because when you start to receive that guidance, you receive the love too. And that love encourages you more than anything else, because you know for a fact this is exactly the path that I should be on. And if you're remotely stressing, if you're remotely worrying about something, feeling any type of anxiety, deep meditation, or else go out in nature, get yourself grounded, open up to Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, about what you're going through. Let the answers come in and start to follow your heart. Now's the time. It's the time. It's 2021. 2020 was about doing all the inner work. And 2021 is starting to follow what you're passionate about and not looking back. And when one door closes, look for that secret door, because you're going to see those are able to flow like water in 2021 and actually move forward from their heart space and not using their rationally thinking. They are going to benefit the most. Well, I love you guys. You guys have an awesome day. Namaste.